Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to see the use of managed metadata columns versus choice columns. The managed metadata columns are my favorite columns in terms of SharePoint Online compared to the choice columns, and in this video we are going to see why that is. But before we move into the video, here is a short intro. So right now I am in my developer environment and I have already created one list that is called as mobile brands and models. And generally, whenever we want to have choice values, we generally create a choice column. So in this case, I have two choice columns. One is brand and another one is models. And according to the brand, I am having the model selection. Okay, so if I want to create a new item, what I can simply do is I can just select a brand, let's say a Motorola, right? And I from these options, I can select the value that is right now having only these three values, but let's say there are multiple models of Motorola available in here. For the selection, I can select that particular model and click save. This is correct. But in this case, what will happen is, let's say a user is trying to create a new value, that is value number 5 for the brand Motorola. But here, instead of selecting the actual Motorola model, he selects any other model. For example, Motorola, and then he selects an iPhone or a Galaxy and click save. So now the data is saved, but this is wrong, right? Because the Motorola Galaxy is not a model that a Motorola makes. That's a Samsung who makes the Galaxy models, right? So in this case, there is a chance of wrong data inputs from the user, and we cannot prevent it because there is no filtration available between the brand and models out of the box. So to overcome this, what we can do is we can create a new column that can be a metadata column. We can create from here, or what we can do is we can go into the site information and then go into the site settings. And from the site settings, we need to go into the term store management. When we click on this term store management, let's wait for that to load. We see this page, which is a term store admin center. So from here, I can firstly add any term group. So when I go and click on term group, I can add global term groups or a site level term group. Currently, I'm adding the site level term group. Let's say I'm just simply giving it name as taste. Oops, I have to click enter. Taste. And in this taste term group, I can create a term set. Let's say I'm creating a term set for brand. Hit enter. And inside this brand, I can add term. For example, Motorola. And in this Motorola term, I can add another nested term into it, that is edge 50. The same way, I will add another term that is for Apple and one more term for, sorry, I have to click on here, Samsung. And under this Samsung, I'm going to add a nested term as Galaxy. And under the Apple, I'm going to create another nested term as iPhone. Right? So now my term set is ready. Now what I will go and do is I will go back to my site content and open up that same list one more time. And I'm going to click a new column. And here I will select this managed metadata column and click next. When I click next, I can give a name to my column, that is brand, or I can say it as mobile brand slash model, and here the type is managed metadata, and I from here I can select my term set. So I can see this term group, right? And from here I can select my brand. So all of these are going to be available to me, right? If I want to select any of the default value or anything else, I can also add the, if I want to allow multiple values and all that stuff, that can be done. So that is added. So now when I go and try to create a new item, here, as you can see, I have this add tag button. So let's say I'm adding a sixth entry. Instead of selecting this, when I click on this add tag, I see those options which are available under my brand, and user can select the values, right? So there is no way the user is selecting the wrong value in it, right? So for example, I'm selecting the Motorola and click apply, right? Like this, or let's say edge 50, for example, and I click on it and save. So as you can see, my value is stored in here, right? And what I can see is, so, but there is one thing. Now I have selected the mobile brand plus the mobile model, but it only displayed the edge 50. So to resolve this, what we have to do is we have to go and edit the column settings. And in the more options, we have to, instead of show the term only, we have to make it display the term plus parent. So when we do that and click on save, it shows something like this, like Motorola is the model, Motorola is the brand, and age 50 is the model. Let me try to add one more entry, right, where I'm selecting the tag. So now there is no way my user will make a false entry. For example, they cannot select the Apple and Galaxy. When they select Galaxy, it's always going to be the Samsung. So when I click on apply and save, the value will be displayed as Samsung part of Galaxy. The another cool thing about the term sets is, if we go in the site info option, I can show you one more time that, let me just go into the view all site settings, and in the term store management, there are multiple ways to manage these term store or the term sets. So the first thing is, when I go and select my this grant term set, I see the stakeholders. So a people who are having an accountability of maintaining these term sets. So if I go and add someone as an admin, as a stakeholder, that person is responsible for add, edit, or update about this term set. So I don't have to worry on that part. Okay, that is good thing. And also the term set owner. The term set owner is a person who will maintain this term set, and the stakeholder is the people or group who has an interest or accountability in maintaining this term set. So both of these things are there. The other thing is, if you go into the usage setting, there is a submission policy. So this submission policy is of two types, closed and open. So if I make the submission policy closed, so only the people who are having the contribute permission on the term set, right, can add new terms. But if I want to make it as open, so user can add their own terms into the application. So yeah, that's it in this quick introduction video about the management data columns and difference with the choice column in SharePoint Online. If you like this video, then please share it with your friends and family. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please subscribe and hit the bell icon to get the notification whenever I am uploading a new video. Till that time, thank you for the watching and see you in the next one.